letter here in December of 2012. The first thing I did was call my attorney, and he did some research, and after a few $1,000s of attorney fees, he basically told me I was had no option to this other than to either pay them off or continue fighting and rack up a lot more attorney fees. I actually went to my landlord and told him that if this lawsuit was able to proceed and they were able to be successful, I would have to close the store and move. So he was the one that actually got me in touch with Simon Gatto, and I spoke with him, and he immediately saw the need for the change for this law. It was kind of shocking to me that I spoke with all these other people and they did nothing, and he immediately knew something had to happen.
So almost a year ago today, the owner of this establishment, Brett Schoenhals, contacted me, and he was just absolutely at his wit's end. He was actually ready to pack up and leave California. He was ready to move to another state. He was very, very sad, disgruntled, angry, you name it. And the source of his frustration was Proposition 65. It was passed by the voters in 1986. And with most initiatives, usually the legislature has no power whatsoever to change or amend the initiative. So I initially thought there was nothing that could be done. A lot of businesses in the area were being targeted. In many cases, they were being targeted because these signs were too small by 1 inch. In some cases, they were being targeted for other things where people said that they had a sign up, but in reality, or said that they did not have a sign up, but in reality they did. But what united all of these cases were that these businesses were being targeted for everyday common chemicals that we all consume here, pretty much every day or at least once a week. We're talking things like beer, wine, the chemicals that naturally occur when you grill vegetables or asparagus. We found out that there was one business owner in my district who paid a $10,000 settlement for not putting up a sign to warn people that cheeseburgers could cause cancer.
As it turns out, it actually affects not only restaurants and bars and everything like that, it affects every single business in California, because the list of chemicals is 22 pages long, and it comes, everything is there. Windex, Ajax, anything that any business would have is on there. So every business in California is susceptible to this law. If you don't have the drinking sign up, or if you don't have the chemical sign up, then you are susceptible to these two attorneys, which there are only two attorneys doing this, and they've gotten tens of thousands of dollars basically extorted from the business owners.
So, who thought with all the gridlock that's going on in Washington, D.C. right now, that things like this would happen, and just out of sheer contrast with what's going on in Washington, D.C., that Sacramento would actually look good for once. But I think that's what happened here. I think this bill represents the best of all different communities and both parties coming together to make sure that our businesses are protected. And what this does also is it sends a message, because I think the media has been quick to report on all the businesses that are leaving California. And it is true, the business climate in California needs to be improved. But with this, we have shown that we can amend one of the toughest laws to amend, that Democrats, Republicans, and all the different groups can come together to work hard on it and to make sure that businesses get a break every now and then.